Na jó reggelt mindenkinek, sziasztok! Köszöntelek benneteket így a hajnalok hajnalán. Itt újra meggyógyulni beszél, és hát kérem szépen, itt vagyunk a következő szellemes videók nézése sorozatom legújabb részében. És ami most már szám szerint a 90. epizód, tehát veszélyesen haladunk fölfelé, Igazából ez az egész, ez onnan jött, hogy ugye tegnap kellett volna, csak sajnos nagyon el voltam fáradva, és hát ennyire, tehát nagyon le lettem fárasztva. Úgyhogy most egy darabig nem volt, tehát nem tudtam megcsinálni, viszont most így majdnem hajnali 6 óra körül próbálom meg felvenni, úgyhogy nagyon izgalmas lesz. Úgyhogy megpróbálunk a lehető legjobbat kihozni. Úgyhogy, ja, na hát akkor lássuk is akkor a mai menünket. Úgyhogy kezdjük is a videót. Na hát itt vagyok az anyaggal, és hát mint ugye nem árultam el a címet, de gondolom már tudjátok, ugye 20 szellem videót fogunk megnézni, tehát ugye azt a 20-at, amit ugye a Micsanki már 8-szorra megcsinált. Tehát azért V8, mert a 8. ilyen szellem 20-as listás szellem videó van. Úgyhogy, ja, tehát most ki fogjuk szedni azokat, amik a legfélelmetesebbek voltak. Szóval ne is húzzuk tovább az időt, ne is húzzuk tovább a szót, hanem lássuk is, hogy melyek voltak ezek a 20-as listák. Na nézzük.
This video comes from security camera footage captured at a museum in Russia. The museum was closed for the night, with no visitors or staff members anywhere on the premises. Just empty exhibit rooms filled with historical artifacts and displays, all monitored by standard security camera systems. The timestamp shows 1926, well after closing hours, when the building should be completely deserted. But then something appeared that shouldn't have been there.
Igen, ezt ismerjük nagyon, mert hogy azért is, mert ez a felvétel, ami gondolom kikerült tehát hogy kikerült valamelyik videójából, és úgy került át a 20-as listába. Ez tulajdonképpen ez azt jelenti, ebben a videóban ugye, aki még nem látta ezt a fajtát, azt elmondom, hogy valamelyik videóját nézzétek meg, és akkor az alapján tudjátok megnézni. Na most ez a felvétel, ez gondolom ez azt takarja, hogy van hogy egy múzeum biztonsági kamerája vette föl 19 óra 26-kor, amikor itt ennek a múzeumnak a koporsó részén, tehát ugye a alatti részénél egy szellemet kapott lencse végre, de úgy, hogy ez egy ilyen teljesen emberi forma.
Ram жабық тұр, иә. Сіз шынап қот жасап жауап көрдіңіз. Қайта сізге көрініп, жаңа көрінгенде сіздің есіңіз шығады. Оны көрдіңіз бе? Елес жүр ғой, елес, призрак. Бәрсе өткенде мен түнгі сағат 1-лерде көргем.
lehet nézni, hogy ez egy nő volt.
In the grainy security footage, a translucent figure suddenly materializes in one of the exhibit rooms. The apparition appears almost see-through, like a faint outline of a person moving between the display cases and artifacts. The figure seems to walk slowly through the exhibition space, moving with purpose, as if it knows exactly where it's going. What's most remarkable is how clear the apparition appears, not just a shadow or trick of light, but a distinct human-like form. The entity moves for several seconds before fading away. According to the uploader, this footage shows a remarkably clear ghostly manifestation caught on the museum's security system. The timing suggests this spirit only appears when the exhibit rooms are completely empty, almost like it's reclaiming the space during the quiet hours. Many people believe museums can be hotspots for paranormal activity, with so much history and so many artifacts from the past concentrated in one place. Perhaps this is the spirit of someone connected to the museum's collection, still wandering the exhibit rooms they once knew in life. Or maybe it's a former curator or visitor, unable to leave behind the place that meant so much to them. But what do you think was captured at this Russian museum in 1926? Was this a genuine spirit making its nightly rounds? Or could there be another explanation for this translucent visitor? Do you have a creepy clip to share? Send your scary footage to our email address, contactmindjunkie@gmail.com, and we might feature it on the channel.
Na nézzük. Invisible touch.
Reddit user EMF4 Paranormal recently shared this unsettling clip from a paranormal investigation inside a reportedly haunted school. He and his girlfriend were exploring the building late at night when they decided to conduct a spirit box session inside the old gymnasium. There was no breeze whatsoever and no open doors or windows, and the air was so thick with humidity that condensation was forming on the floor. While filming, his girlfriend suddenly says she feels something touch her hair, but brushes it off, thinking it might just be a bug. But when they got home and reviewed the footage, they saw this.
Értem. Következő, ugye itt, aki még nem látta ezt a videót, az annak elmondom, hogy a videóban egy fiatal diáklányt látunk, aki hát van vagy 18 éves, és hát ő elhatározza, hogy kommunikál, hogy ez egy Reddit felvétel. és a felvételben azt, ugye aki még nem látta, annak elmondom, hogy amit látni fogunk, ugye egy fiatal lány, aki egy rádión keresztül elkezd a szellemmel kommunikálni, és hát neki sikerül is. Úgyhogy én ennyit tudok hozzáfűzni. De nem a haja.
Sorry.
Valami megfogta a haját.
My hair or something.
A piece of her hair, completely still one moment, suddenly flicks to the side as if something tugged on it. There's no visible cause, and with the humidity that night, static electricity was ruled out. The OP insists this video is unedited and says they've tried to debunk everything, but they just can't explain what happened. So, what could have touched her hair? Possibly something they couldn't see? Trying to make contact? Let me know what you think.
Hát ez nem volt semmi. Penambakan Bridge.
TikTok user Sam Rossi uploaded the following clip after breaking down late one night on an infamously haunted road in Indonesia, a road said to be haunted by a penampakan. In Indonesian folklore, penampakan refers to an apparition, often a full-bodied ghost that appears suddenly, usually at night, and is believed to be the restless spirit of someone who passed away under tragic circumstances. In the spot where Sam's truck broke down, right on a narrow bridge, the very place where locals say multiple tragedies have happened, including one where a young woman reportedly passed away after a late night argument. Aware of these stories, Sam begins filming.
Jó, következő videó egy TikTok felhasználótól ugye itt a TikTok felhasználótól származó Sam Rossi, akiről ugye már mondtam, hogy vagy hát nem árultam el sok mindent, de azért elmondom, hogy ugye Sam Rossi egy indonéziai tiktoker, aki ugye éjszakánként autókázik, teljesen egyedül, és sikerül egyik éjszaka átmennie ezen a hídon, azonban valahogy valami olyan furcsa dolgot látott, amitől szerintem biztos, hogy megijedt, ugyanis föl fog tűnni egy fehérruhás nő elméleti szinten.
To document what's happening and maybe protect himself, just in case. He starts explaining the situation, but then suddenly hears something move on the other side of his truck.
Ezzel a terautóval ment.
Moro-moro mambuni kayak enak lur. Mambu melati campur amis. Siapa iku?
És valami undorító bűzt érez.
Si ambu amis lur yo. Tuh, siapa iki?
Tehát valamit látott a terautó. Tehát nem egy fehérruhás nőt, hanem egy lábat.
Siapa yo? Wes lur, aku tak budal.
Sam is startled by the sounds of something, and when he checks under his truck to see what's on the other side, a pair of legs can be seen dangling down in mid-air. But when he goes round to check, no one's there, no footsteps, no signs of anyone nearby, just an empty road. Some argue this could be a prank, while others believe what Sam witnessed was a penampakan. So, did Sam capture proof of the Indonesian ghost legend, or is there another explanation? Let me know what you think.
The Midnight Roadblock.
This video was captured by Instagram user Palmy Dillon during what should have been a routine late night drive through the Australian wilderness. But what started as a peaceful journey through remote forest roads quickly turned into something straight out of a nightmare. Palmy was driving alone down a gravel road in the middle of nowhere, the kind of isolated path where you wouldn't expect to encounter another soul for miles. But as his headlights cut through the darkness ahead, something made him slam on the brakes. Standing directly in the middle of the road, completely motionless, was something.
Értem, a következő, ugye ennél a videónál azt látható, hogy ezt Instagramra tette közé egy Palmy Dillon nevű illető, aki éjszaka autójával közlekedett egy elhagyatott úton, és hát olyasmit látott, amire szerintem nem volt fölkészülve. Nézzük. Aha!
This. Seen way too many horror movies for this shit.
Aha!
Oh. You're a fuck psycho, mate!
illuminated by his car's headlights, a figure stands perfectly still in the road ahead of him.
You're a psycho, mate.
Parmy says, clearly unsettled by this unexpected encounter.
Seen way too many horror movies for this shit.
Parmy says, his voice filled with genuine fear. He's faced with an impossible choice: turn around and drive back the way he came, which is at least a 5 hours drive, or somehow get past this mysterious roadblock. The figure never moves, never reacts to the car's presence. It just stands there like a dark sentinel guarding the forest road. Eventually, Parmy decides he's seen enough and drives around it. But the question remains, what was this figure doing in the middle of a remote Australian road at night? Was it someone playing a prank? A lost traveller in distress? Or something far more sinister lurking in the wilderness? And what would you do if you encountered this on a lonely forest road? The backstory to this next footage is unsettling. For weeks, the uploader had been noticing strange behaviour from his dog during the night. The animal would wake up in the early hours, staring intensely at the living room doorway, growling at absolutely nothing. At first, he thought it might be sounds from outside, or maybe a small animal in the walls. But the dog's behaviour was becoming more aggressive each night, almost like it was protecting the house from something. Concerned, he decides to set up a night vision camera in the living room and left it recording while he slept upstairs. What it captured explains why this dog had been so terrified. The footage starts normally. The dog is calm, eating and playing with a ball, but then something changes. The dog suddenly freezes, staring directly at the doorway. Its ears perk up and it begins growling at something the camera can't see. The dog's agitation escalates quickly until it suddenly lunges towards the camera, knocking it over to the ground. But it's what the camera captures as it falls that has viewers terrified. As the camera hits the ground and tilts upward, someone or something can be seen standing in the doorway, almost like it had been standing there the entire time, just watching. Now, dogs are known for their...
Értem, tehát a felvétel az magáért beszél, mert ugye ezen a felvételen ugye azt láthatjuk, hogy hogy ugye a kutya tulajdonosa egy kamerát szeret föl ide, hogy figyelje a kutyát, hogy állítólag valamit, tehát hogy furcsán viselkedik el, vagy ilyesmi. Azonban miután itt a kutya
incredible ability to sense things humans can't. So the question becomes, was this dog trying to protect its owner from something truly sinister?
És egyenesen erre a szekrényre borult rögtön a kamera egy nem várt fordulatot vett föl, ugyanis valaki a szekrénybe elkezdett kukkolni, mégpedig egy emberi fej.
This next eerie video was captured in a superstore somewhere in Peru, where a late-night security patrol took a turn the guard would never forget. Late one night, while working on his final round of his shift, he hears the sounds of footsteps running through the building. Confused, as no one should be in the building at this time, he investigates thoroughly. This is when he notices a little girl standing alone. He asks her what she's doing here and where are her parents. She tells him she's just waiting for her mother, who works here. Even more confused, the security guard tells the little girl to wait there and he'll be right back. He goes to check in the warehouse at the back, as sometimes some of the workers stay later than they should, but no one else has stayed that night. He heads back to the little girl, but when he returns, the little girl is gone. It's like she vanished without a trace. He checks the exit points and all are still locked shut. Thinking he's definitely losing his mind, he goes to check the store's security footage with the hopes to figure out where the little girl went. What he discovers, though, sent chills down his spine.
Jó, ez a videó, ez Peruban készült. Peruban készült 2021. Június 9-én hétfőn este 11 előtt, amikor is a perui hatóságok egy piacon néztek körül, mert hát ha valamilyen gyanús dolgot vehetnek észre, viszont vagy hát a biztonsági őr állítólag észrevett valamit. Aha. Úristen. Itt olyan, mintha a biztonsági őr valakivel beszélne, de nem látjuk.
In the footage, captured by the superstore's CCTV camera, the guard can be seen interacting with someone, but there's no one else there with him. This clip quickly went viral across Peru, with many convinced the guard wasn't speaking to a lost child, but to the ghost of a little girl still wandering the store at night. What do you think? Was the security guard helping a child in need, or holding a conversation with something that was never really there?
Ez érdekes. Something behind the door.
TikTok user @crazyWVwoman says she and her family kept hearing strange noises coming from one of the upstairs rooms in their house. Thing is, no one uses that room. It's just an empty space. So, curious and a little creeped out, they set up a Ring camera to see what might be going on. And later that night, their camera caught this.
Értem. Szóval ebben a videóban az alábbi TikTok felhasználóval rendelkező hölgy, aki ugye esetleg még nem látta ezt, annak elmondom, hogy van elnézést. Na várjatok egy picit. Na itt vagyok, csak rám jött egy erős kölgés. Na szóval, tehát még egyszer mondom, hogy a Crazy VV-Woman-től származik ez a felvétel, amikor ugye meséltem már nektek a hölgyről, akitől származik ez a felvétel. Ő állítólag a költözéskor nem volt benne biztos, de mintha valaki lenne ebbe a házba, ahová beszeretne költözni. Ezért a hölgy elhatározta, hogy egy kamerát helyezel ebbe a szobába, és hát a következő képsorokat rögzítette a kamera.
All of a sudden, one of the doors mysteriously opens all on its own, and then, if you look closely, a small dark shape can be seen moving behind the glass. But what is it? The uploader says she doesn't know what this thing is after being questioned by a viewer in the comments. So, the question remains, just what the f*** is that? This next video was uploaded to the internet by Arash Afnan, Prior to this video, his young son had been complaining that one of his dolls had been making noises late at night, and that he often felt like there was someone in the room with him. At first, Arash didn't think much of it, but late one night, the doll began making those same noises. However, it wasn't coming from the boy's room, it was coming from the kitchen, supposedly calling out to Arash's son, who was awoken by it. Wanting to show his father that his stories are true, he grabs his father's phone while he's asleep and records this.
Bising-bising, nak tidur pun tak boleh. Hantu punya setan, mana kau sorok? Pukul 8 nasi, pukul setan. Bising lah.
Jó, ez állítólag Arash-nak van egy gyermeke, aki egyik éjszaka fogta az apja telefonját, és elkezdte fölvenni azt a dolgot, amit itt a konyhában vett föl. És állítólag itt élt meg.
The plant pot shakes mysteriously all on its own, but then rattling inside the kitchen cupboard spooks.
Tehát várjál, éjszaka fölkelt a gyerek, hogy megnézze, mi történt, ám elkezdett mozogni ugye a virág. Majd a szekrényben kinyitotta a gyerek, és állítólag látott egy ilyen rózsaszín babát.
Creeping him out is in there. Spooked, the boy shuts the cupboard doors, and when he opens them up to check again, the doll is mysteriously vanished, and the rattling continues. When Arash's son showed him the footage, he was stunned. He now believes there is a dark presence connected to the doll, possibly even trying to possess his son. But what do you think is going on here? And just where did the doll go?
Secret.
A young mum uploaded the following creepy video to social media after encountering something truly bizarre. While playing at home with her children, she noticed something out of the corner of her eye, but when she looked, it was just her mirror. However, upon closer inspection, this happened.
My mirror's cracking by itself.
Jó. Szerintem ez kamu.
Harry, my mirror is cracking by itself.
It's cracked twice so far. Why is it cracking by itself?
Kamu, mert szerintem ez vagy ott.
There's two things.
Ez vagy
The mirror cracks somehow all on its own.
Tehát valami megkarcolta a tükröt.
Right in front of the family's eyes, the mum had apparently purchased this mirror on Facebook Marketplace for cheap. Thinking she got a bargain, she immediately collected it. But when she picked it up, the seller told her the reason she was selling it was because at night she would wake up from terrible nightmares, and when she'd look at the mirror, she'd see something she quoted horrifying in the mirror. But the mum who purchased it didn't believe her and just thought the seller was a bit crazy. However, after witnessing this cracking, and even though it's hard to see, saying that this is a face, she now regrets buying the mirror. And I don't know about you, but if this happened right in front of my eyes after hearing what the seller said, I'd throw that mirror out in a heartbeat. This footage was captured during a solemn and respectful military ceremony in Indonesia. A group of cadets or officers had gathered.
Értem, ez volt minden idők egyik legérdekesebb videója, mert hogy ez a videó ez Indonéziában készült, és nekem ugye talán ami a legmegfogottabb volt az ez, mert hogy ugye itt egy katonai kiképzés zajlik, képzést azt félbe kellett szakítani, mert ugye egy alak, egy teljesen látható alak elkezdte megzavarni a kiképzést.
To salute their nation's flag, a moment that demands absolute discipline and focus. Everyone is dressed in crisp white uniforms, standing at attention in perfect formation, but as the ceremony unfolds, something appears among them that shouldn't be there.
Na ott. Ott van az az árnyalak. Bent a katonák között.
In the first angle, we can see the group performing their ceremonial duties. Standing among the uniformed cadets is a dark, shadowy figure that clearly doesn't belong. While everyone else is dressed in bright white uniforms, this mysterious presence appears as a dark silhouette. The entity stands motionless among the group, almost like it's participating in the ceremony alongside the living, but this figure wasn't supposed to be there. When we see the footage from a different camera angle, we witness the terrifying effect this presence has on those who sense it.
Jangan terpengaruh, kalian aman. Terpengaruh. Tarik napas panjang, tahan.
Mindenki ott marad. Jó, már hogy ezek zászló fel. Úristen.
Tahan. Astagfirullahaladzim, istighfar.
Egy női hang.
Tahan.
De a nő az elkezd liegni, itt ez.
From this angle, we can see one of the women suddenly begins crying uncontrollably. She becomes visibly distressed, unable to maintain her composure during this formal military event. The officer tries to calm her down, but she seems genuinely terrified by something she can sense. It becomes clear that she's reacting to the dark figure standing right behind her. Many who witnessed this believe the figure could be the spirit of a former military officer, still reporting for duty even after passing away. Unable to accept that their service has ended, they continue to appear at ceremonies, standing alongside their former comrades. But what makes this encounter so chilling is how the woman seemed to sense this presence before anyone else, almost like the spirit was trying to make contact with her specifically. So, what do you think appeared during this ceremony? Was this the ghost of a fallen officer, still honouring their commitment to serve? Let me know. Tara posted these next creepy clips to her social media. Apparently, Tara says that something paranormal has been following her entire life. As a young child, she'd see shadowy figures standing at the end of her bed at night, hear faint voices calling her name from empty rooms, and sometimes wake up to find her toys moved into strange, unsettling arrangements. Her parents told her it was just her imagination, but Tara always felt like something was watching her, waiting. Then, all of a sudden, the activity stopped for several years.
I'm going to tell you a ghost story. It's a true ghost story. And I believe that whatever it is has followed me.
However, after moving into a new house in the countryside, strange things started happening. Her animals began seeing things around the house. They'd just stare, motionless at the ceiling, as if someone or something she couldn't see was up there. Although, after a few weeks of moving in, Tara and her family began to notice scratches all over the ceiling beneath the attic, one of the exact spots where her dogs and cats would stare at. But as time went on, things got even weirder.
I'm on the phone with my stepdad, and he goes, "Who's there with you?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Who's there with you?" I was like, "No one, why?" And he's like, "Who's that guy talking?" I'm like, "I'm here completely alone. What do you mean?" He's like, "There's a man talking, like just as loud as you right now." And I was like, "I don't hear anything." And then he said it stopped.
Whatever it is clearly trying to scare Tara. It began to leave scratches on one of the second floor windows, and at first glance, it sort of looks like they were created on the inside, but if you look closely, they are actually on the outside of the window, and what happens next is even more creepy.
So bad news, there's new scratches. Again, these are on the outside of the windows, and I'm on the second floor. You can tell me what you think it's this.
Állítólag van valami írás. Írás az ablakon.
I don't know what it says. But
Tara már be van pánikolva.
it looks like it's like 4 letters maybe.
De ebből szerintem nem lehet
Yeah, this on
látni.
the outside of the window, you can see. Second floor. But I'll show you, these are definitely
És ez egy pár másodperce volt. De nézd meg, hiába szeded le.
100% on the outside.
Szeded le,
The
az
only
nem,
other
az nem jön le.
weird-ish thing to note is I've been hearing like loud noises.
Itt Tara meg most veszi észre, hogy nyitva van a szekrény. Konyhai szekrény.
Am I
Ez meg mi a fasz volt?
That's Shaggy. Oh my god, thank god.
Azt hiszi, hogy csak a szél volt. De nem. Furcsa hangot hall. Becsukja megint. Na, figyeld. Itt vagyok megint. És megint ugyanezt a hangot hallja.
Oh my god, Jackie! I'm sorry, dude. You just heard the holy
Ez a macska.
After showing the scratches on the window, eagle-eyed viewers noticed something behind Tara. But did you notice it? At exactly the same time as Tara mentioning she's been hearing loud noises, one of the cupboard doors behind her moves open, mysteriously all on its own. Tara has been left creeped out by everything that's been happening in her life. She believes something evil is the cause of all of this, and it's only a matter of time until the activity gets worse. What do you think is going on here? Is Tara being haunted by something paranormal?
It's geffing.
If you remember a while ago, I featured a terrifying series of clips uploaded by Rosanna, who goes by the username DarkCha. Rosanna insists her home is being haunted by something evil, and has uploaded numerous clips to the internet, many of which are very creepy. After popular demand from you guys, I decided to feature her again, as the activity has gotten worse. One night, while Rosanna is home alone, she begins to hear noises coming from her child's bedroom. And if you remember in the previous feature, this was exactly what happened before the activity amplified. Worried, she grabs her phone and goes to check it out. What she captures is chilling.
Ott látható mozog a labda. Hoppá! Szóval, hogy begurult már. Wow! Nézd már! Ez egy mozgó pingvin. Nagyon jó. Na, ez a gyerekszoba. És állítólag random esnek le dolgok. Mint például az előbb a plüsnyúl. Itt meg egy mozgó pingvin. Na, kis autók. Na most meg a rádió is megszólalt. Kis rádió, játékrádió. Hopp, és ott van valaki. Ott van valaki az ablakból. Az ablak az visszatükrözi a lépések.
Ball moves on its own, but then, in an unnatural way, it rolls at rapid speed into her child's bedroom, right in front of Rosanna's eyes. A couple of minutes later, the ball launches out of the room, startling Rosanna. Then another toy bizarrely walks out in front of her. She enters the room, and then a toy flies onto the floor before a toy begins playing on its own. However, what truly terrifies her is when she stands up. In the reflection of the window, a dark figure can be seen standing right behind her, although when she spins around, there's no one in there with her. But the activity doesn't stop there. On another night, while Rosanna was at home alone, this happens.
Jó Istenem, és még nincs vége. Nincs vége, mert mikor visszajön. Pillancs. Igen. Igen. Arra tér vissza, hogy folyamatosan.
The lights in her child's room can be seen switching on and off. Then the sounds of someone or something can be heard laughing creepily, and the eerie sounds of wailing are clear, followed by her name, Rosanna, being called out. But then, out of nowhere, Rosanna is knocked over and dragged backwards down the hallway. After posting these latest clips to the internet, viewers are convinced that Rosanna is being haunted by something evil and that she should seek help from God immediately. But what do you think? This next chilling entry comes from TikTok user Villains Deeds, who was out for a walk when she came across an old, abandoned house somewhere in the woods of Oregon. Apparently, a husband and wife tragically passed away in this house, and locals say strange things have been happening in and around the property ever since, and their house is frozen in time. Most of their belongings are still there. She decides to film the building, interested in the decaying structure, but as she pans her camera towards a balcony, something unexpected happens.
Nem akarta hagyni a házat, azonban itt vehető észre. Itt vehető észre, ugyanis ezt az autóban vette fel. Amikor a teraszajtóból valaki fekete.
Something dark appears on the top balcony, weirdly peeking out before slowly slipping away back inside, as if it had been watching her this entire time. Startled, she zooms in, but the figure has gone. Confused that it might just be a curtain, she goes into the house to check.
Aztán végül elhatározza, hogy körülnéz. Fölmegy és körülnéz.
The notorious doorway that had whatever. These are like notes still from Emily, the daughter, and these are from the lady. And then I hate it here.
Azonban végül azonnal félelmetesnek tűnik, és hát később el is hagyja a házat.
So, nope, no curtain, and nothing else that could have caused this dark thing to appear and retreat. With the fact that a couple had passed away here, plus all the stories from the locals about strange things happening in and around the property, it raises an unsettling question. Who or what was lurking on the balcony?
Something else.
This next unsettling video was uploaded to TikTok by El Cesar Torres 1, a creator who's been documenting a series of increasingly disturbing events happening in his home. According to El Cesar, it all started after he began trying to communicate with the other side. Using EVP devices, a Ouija board and other tools, he hoped to make contact, but instead, something may have answered. Over the following weeks, the activity in his home began to escalate, and soon El Cesar started to regret ever reaching out. One night, while lying in bed, he hears strange noises outside his room. Then, without warning, the TV suddenly cuts out. Already on edge, he grabs his phone and starts.
Ez amikor egyik éjszaka felriad, mert valaki van a házban, és a srác az észreveszi, hogy magától bekapcsolt a tévén, majd igazából nem tudom, hogy mi az, amit láthattunk, de elég ijesztőnek tűnik.
Recording, and this is what he caught.
És ezt nem volt hangja neki. És ezt látható, hogy nem ő kapcsolta be. Tehát... Ja.
No.
Majd utána kikapcsol.
Los chequen, mis manos están aquí. No, sí.
Azt a rohadt.
The TV stops receiving signal, and El Cesar sounds pretty nervous. The TV then switches off. But did you catch it? As the camera pans round the room, a dark figure can be seen just standing there, motionless in the darkness. The video then ends there. After uploading this video to his TikTok account, El Cesar's viewers believe that whatever this is responsible for all the activity he's been encountering in his life. And after watching his other videos, it kinda makes sense, as, well, he may have summoned something he was never meant to reach. It's just after midnight, and a student decided to stay late at school. But apparently, because the school, according to rumours, is haunted, especially the restroom. The one who started the rumours, his father, who is the caretaker for the school. Apparently, while cleaning the restrooms at night, he'd hear whispers coming from one of the bathroom stalls. But when he'd go in to investigate, the restroom was always empty. It happened almost every single night. So, he told his son as a joke, but intrigued, his son decided to see if it was actually true. He hid until midnight, and then decided to go into the restroom, knowing that if he caught it on camera, his video would go viral. So, he hits record.
Nah, y'all ever been in the bathroom skipping alone, bro? This crazy. I'm in here, bro, just alone. And it's like mad weird, bro, cause like, what if there was some monsters or pop up on me? That would be crazy, bro. So I don't know. Like, there's nobody in here. You can come out and shit. I don't even know, bro, but yeah, there's nobody right here, bro, but this shit's crazy, bro. I don't know, but that shit's that weird. What the fuck? What the fuck?
At first, the restroom looks empty, but just as he's leaving, the door to the stall at the end of the restroom swings open. And again, did you spot it? It's quite hard to see, but if we slow the footage down, what looks like a face can be seen peeking out of the stall before quickly dashing away. After uploading this clip to the internet, it quickly got shared. Many believe he caught the same entity that his father had encountered night after night on his night shifts. What do you think? This next video was filmed by a man named Robert Earl White, who was staying at an Airbnb in Williamsburg, Virginia, right by the edge of the Queens River. It was late at night, and Robert had stepped outside for a moment when he suddenly heard something moving. At first, he thought it might just be an animal, but then the footsteps grew louder and closer until it sounded like something was just a few feet in front of him. Creeped out, he pulls out his phone and hits record. This is what he caught.
Megvesztük kövezve, de én most előre tekerek, mert...
An urban explorer visited an abandoned hospital all on his own. The hospital is said to be haunted by the spirit of a former cleaner. After a while of exploring the old hospital, he comes across the drying section of the building and ends up capturing this.
Aki egy kórházat jár körbe. Tehát aki egy kórházat jár körbe, és... Hát...
Lo último. Esto es una especie de...
De azonban kiderül, hogy rajta kívül nincs, rajta kívül még lehet, hogy van valaki.
Did you see it? As the camera pans to the side, someone or something can be seen peeking out from a doorway before slipping away out of sight. When the explorer goes to check, no one's there. Viewers of this video believe that this is the spirit of the former cleaner that is said to haunt this abandoned hospital. But what do you think?
Emberi forma. Az komoly. Jó, utolsó előtti.
This next unsettling clip was recorded by a mother during a quiet evening out with her daughter. They're relaxing in a public plaza, surrounded by families. Her little girl wanders just a few steps ahead, laughing, playing, enjoying the time. But suddenly, something stops her in her tracks.
Egy férfi, aki éppen a gyerekeiről készített videót,
caught on camera as the girl runs forward, she abruptly turns, her smile fades as she glances behind her. It's almost like she heard something or sensed something wanting her attention. But then, suddenly, her dress is pulled by something we can't see. The girl looks around, but no one is there. However, she is clearly aware that something pulled on her dress. Her mother, who is still filming, doesn't react at first, but later, when she reviews the footage, she notices the moment and realizes it's much more chilling than she thought. So, what exactly happened here? Did something unseen reach out for the little girl? Comment below with your thoughts on this one.
Na nézzük az utolsót. The face under the bed.
This next video was uploaded by a man who experienced every child's worst nightmare, but as an adult. It was 3 AM when he suddenly was jolted awake by strange noises coming from underneath his bed. At first, he tried to ignore it, thinking it was just the house settling, but the sounds continued, scratching, shuffling, like something was moving around down there. Unable to fall back to sleep, he decides to grab his phone and use the flashlight to check what's causing the disturbance. What he discovered under his bed will haunt you.
Hoppá, észrevett valamit, de valaki lenne az ágya alatt. Majd ezt követően fogja magát és megnézi, hogy mi van az ágy alatt. Húha.
Something can be seen under the person's bed, but who or what is it? The person goes and tells his friend who's in the other room, and they both decide to go and check.
Vagy aztán végül... Aha. Majd végül elhatározza, hogy a nappaliban alszik. Majd a következő képsorok történnek. Azt mondja a férfi, hogy nyugi.
approach cautiously, but when they get there, a dark figure can be seen standing in the room before it rises up and the pair flee in absolute fear. The video then cuts there. Viewers of this video are divided. Some think it's real and believe they witnessed something unexplainable, pointing to the terror in the man's voice and their panicked reactions. They argue that the figure's unsettling presence and the way both men immediately fled shows this was no ordinary encounter. But what's your verdict? Did these men capture something truly supernatural lurking under the bed? Or is this just a cleverly staged hoax? Thanks so much for...
Na, hát gyerekek, ez lett volna ez a szellemes videók nézése, videósorozatom. Remélem élvezetes volt, és hát várom a következőt. Ugye minden vasárnap este olyan 8 körül fog érkezni a következő, és akkor az azt jelenti, hogy majd megpróbálok majd péntekenként jönni, úgyhogy ja. Na akkor hát kitartás nektek, további szép napot, és ha tetszett a videó, akkor dobjatok egy lájkot, ha nem vagytok feliratkozva, gyerek, tegyétek meg. És nézzétek, például ma este Misinél lehet, hogy lesz bulizós live, illetve holnap lehet, hogy lesz egy Duma stream, úgyhogy jaja, tehát erre mindenféleképpen lesz még pedig ennek a hónapnak a második Duma streamje lesz, úgyhogy jaja, no, akkor búcsúztam, köszönöm szépen, hogy itt voltatok, és találkozunk a következő videóban. Én V8 Channel voltam, maradok, leszek YouTube-on, Twitch-en, és nézzétek ma este is a Twitch csatornámat. Na, puszi mindenkinek, sziasztok, hello.